Right, we're in. Are we going to be able to hold up tonight? We seem okay at the moment, I think.
I don't have 100% confidence in your internet, but we can hope.
So let me just quickly change the stream title, as I forgot to change it. I think we're alright at the moment. We seem to be good. Right, hello everyone. You haven't heard me in a while. Because my internet has been shocking. But yeah, hope you are all well. It is Belgium tonight for Assist Tier 2. We have 1010 here once again. Hello 1010.
Hello everyone.
Let us know if 1010's alright, his audio. I presume it will be. It normally is. Love to see his lovely voice.
Here. You can only see my voice.
Yeah, here. You know what I mean. But yeah, hope you are well. Should have a good race today because Q1 is wet, Q2 is wet, Q3 is wet. So really, it should be pretty fun. And the race is wet. I forgot to say the race is wet. That's the most important part, really, isn't it? Yeah, it should be an exciting race, I would have thought. We'll go on board with someone who's starting his lap soon. Apple's only just come out of the pits. Well, that's his Zog. Zog's only just come out of the pits. The closest person is Maverick. So we'll just stay with Maverick the whole time. So basically, we've got real life Belgium today, seeing as how all the quality sessions are wet. And the race is wet, so that's pretty fun.
Yeah, the game's
Hello,
realistic.
Mr. Wiggles. Oh, Maverick nearly went into the wall on his outlap, that wouldn't have been very good. Full good today though, which is very nice. We love to see a full good. And we'll take you on a lap of Belgium with RPR Maverick. Coming out of the bus stop chicane down to La Source, which is turn 1. Very tight corner. Easy to lock up as Maverick just very nicely showed us. Going through the little kink of turn 2, which is nothing in F1 cars. Then through Radiana Novu's turn 3, turn 4 and turn 5, nearly losing the back end there, Maverick. And opening the DRS through turn 6 onto the Camel straight, but there's no DRS as it is wet. End of sector 1, a bit of traffic into turn 7, 8 and 9, which is Le Com. Turn 9 here, easy to invalidate as Maverick very nicely shows us. And then through turn 10, very tricky downhill braking, and into No Name, which I think is pretty funny that his name is actually No Name. Then down into one of the best corners on the track, P1. Very high speed, a little bit less than in the rain, but Maverick gets it very nicely turned in, not losing the back end. Then into turn 13 and 14, high speed chicane. Easy to lose it on the curbs though in this game. Then turn 15, Stavalo. Yeah, exit of sector 2. And then through turn 16, and it's flat out until turn 19, the bus stop chicane. And now you're going through turn 17, and then up to Blanchimont, where Max Verstappen made a wonderful move around the outside in 2015, I think, into a bus stop chicane, gets the apexes very nicely, crosses the line, and would have done a 57.6. Your opinions on this track, Tenten?
My opinions on the track, probably it's my favourite track. It's a little bit different in this year's game. A little bit. You just need to take the curbs, and the curbs are very dangerous, which is quite frustrating. It'd be good if you just had to avoid the curbs rather than take them, but nevertheless, it's a great track. Lots of iconic corners and a good challenge.
It is indeed. Hyper has gone fastest by a solid 0.5 of a second to anyone. Supermax coming to the end of his lap as well.
Maverick and validating his lap again at 2-1.
Maverick, come on. Tucker reckons he can't get into the session anymore. Well, if that is what's happened, then he hasn't picked his tyre set in time and it's kicked him from the lobby. Oh! And we've seen our first recipient, I think is the word, of Rouge and Radion, Hissy, into the wall, and that is him out.
It's a shame, he had pretty good pace. He was up there in P4.
Yeah. It won't take no further part anymore. Which is a shame for him. I'm sure 1010 was supporting his fellow Scotsman.
Yeah, we always want Hesse to do well. He's a good bloke.
He is. His teammates doing well, but up in third. The return of Spark. I don't think he raced last week. But he's back this week, which is good to see. I think he's on a cooldown lap though.
Rail's looking pretty comfortable in the winter conditions. And so's Padge.
Indeed. The two Red Bulls very close to each other. And they split by 0.05 of a second. That is very... Oh, I was going to say that is very committed by Hyper. He took it flat all the way up Eau Rouge, but invalidated right at the top. I'd have been very impressed with Hyper if he managed to get it flat all the way up there. We'll keep watching Padge then, as you say. He seems quite confident as well as Ria. Championship leader Appy a little bit further down than what we usually see him. But we are only 12 minutes into the session, so we could see Appy bump himself up. Couple of yellow flags on the track. Quite sure who for. As Maverick goes fastest.
Yeah, finally getting a lap.
Oh, now there's...
Oh, where's he done this?
What's happened there?
Is he at the pit lane entry?
What's happened there? I think that might be pit lane entry and it's respawned him back onto track. Because he was literally just in the middle of the track. So I think he might have crashed in the pit lane entry. And then it's respawned him to track. Which didn't help take an easy start his lap very well. Padge goes fastest. 2 and a bit temps.
Mark D's just retired coming out of the pits, which is a bit strange.
I think it's crashed.
Maybe lost the back end and got it. The wall. Oh,
Yeah,
little sense
it's
just crashed into the pit lane entry as well.
So that's 4 people out. We're in Q1 and it's carnage already.
3 pit lane entry / exit incidents in the space of a minute, which is quite
surprising. As it hit the pit entry.
Yeah.
I suppose it is a little bit harder in the wet. It's a very tight pit entry, it's Belgium, as Kimi Raikkonen showed us in real life. It says, Alva says that you're crackling.
Oh, my voice is it?
Probably just your normal voice, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Is it bad, Alvis? Or... Party tent and just
Yeah, we can see if that works. Let us know if my audio was any better. Or if it's crackly.
It did this last season where it was crackly. Oh, it says it's better. Lol Serpo to the line P9. Keep having a watch of Take Her Easy as it is in the bottom 5. How my internet's doing as well if it's not extremely fuzzy. It seems alright on my end. Take her easy then up to a bus stop chicane. Navigates it very well. Losing the traction a little bit to the line and goes P8. And I haven't seen when that happened. Oh, Lecarus off the track at turn 1. Appy went up to second fastest. I was only a couple of hundredths behind Padge, but is now 4/10 behind Padge. And that wet practice for Padge is really coming in well. Oh, Mark's wheel disconnected.
Oh, it's a shame.
I explained it really, didn't it?
Yeah.
All Hicklin needs to do now is go get a good improvement and then that'll be him through. He goes to P8 and Alpha Matti hasn't beaten Hiss's time, so he'll be out in Q1 as well. Everyone else is safe seeing as that Alpha Matti is in the pit lane. Oh, and Sparks crashed. Spark has crashed.
Oh, has he? Where was that?
At the exit of turn 1. Oh, and it is zogged him well to handle that. He nearly went to where Spark was then. Oh, and Zog lost it. Oh. I was on board in that one. That was a big crash.
Norwegian radio.
Yeah, that was a big crash. Oh my word!
It looks like
And that
it's
is what
drying up a bit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've had 6 crashes in Q1.
7. Oh no, 6 crashes and 1 wheel disconnect.
Nah, Clouded Tadpole didn't crash.
Oh, did he retire in the pits?
Yeah, he retired in the pits.
Alright.
Well, but for Q2, we're going to have 12 people. That just shows how difficult this track is in the wet, really, doesn't it? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a tricky track in the dry, never mind the wet.
It is. So easy to lose it. As all of them drivers pretty much show this. But it could be interesting for pole if some of the top runners crash. We could have someone different on pole. We have a couple of top runners out already. Hissy and Spark are the main people, I would say. But yeah, should be interesting for qualifying.
Remember, you know who gets screenshots? Is it Padge?
Yeah, it's normally Patch. The man who finishes on top, 4 attempts above everyone else. Happy in P2, as we said he would. He would bounce back up. And Hyper in P3, Happy's championship rival. And we have 8 out in Q1. Tucker for Life, Lil Zemp, Mark D, Always, Alpha Mati, Hissy, Zog and Spark. Yeah, that's it. I would say the most eventful Q1 I've ever seen in my life. Ross says he got his first win here in the wet, in no assist.
It looks dry here for Q2.
Looks a little bit drier, doesn't it? I don't think it's raining anymore.
It does say that everyone's on inters, but it looks like it might dry up.
I reckon it might do. Unless the rain comes down again. We'll get the tyre graphic on. Well, it doesn't matter about the strategy, as unless it dries up, everyone will have a free choice of tyres. It does still look a little bit wet.
Yeah.
But I reckon we could get the dry tyres in this session. Or just Q3. Clouded Tadpole first out of the pit lane. As fireworks go off above me 3 days after bonfire night. Perfect. Now personally, I don't understand that, why they do it so long after bonfire night. But everyone has the preference there. I did Tadbo and starting his lap time. And I feel like we might see some faster times now, seeing as though it's drying up. Not the best entry to his lap, but I don't think it'll cost him too much time, as it isn't a long run down to turn 1. Seems to get on the traction quite nicely. Yeah, he takes over using Radion. Oh, a little bit wide. Lucky not to get invalidated there. For his sake. Definitely doesn't want to get invalidated. Fuel source in very nicely. Takes the curbs. Not too much of him. Doesn't take the lines that RPR Maverick was taking. Through no name then. Very close to invalidating there. I don't think he could have gone much wider than that. And takes Blanchard on. Can't remember the corner name now. P1 very nicely. Through sector 2, 25.3. Don't ask me if that's a good time because I can't actually remember. A little bit wide there through Blanchimon. Had to lift off a little bit, that'll compromise his time. To the line he goes. There's a 56.8. We're going to go on board with IIRL Hyper because he's asked me to. So I'm feeling nice today. Oh, that is very committed through moving Radion. Could have quite easily have lost it there, but he was very committed. .52.4 through the first sector. I'm pretty sure that's quite a good first sector for Hyper. And I'm not surprised with how committed he was through using Radion. Apologies if you can hear the fireworks, I don't know whether you can or not. Can you hear the fireworks, Tenton?
I think I can, yeah. They're not very loud though.
Yeah, that's alright. If it's only very faint, then that's fine. Hyper's teammate says a 56.0. What can Hyper do? Can he get a provisional front row lockout?
He is on for high 55, I think.
That's very impressive if he can do that. That'll be similar to what Padge did in Q1, I think.
Oh!
Whoa!
Loses the back end. Wow.
Still sets a 55.6.
Good lap there from Hyper with that loss of traction coming out of the final chicane.
And I'm just gonna have to quickly go for 5 minutes. I'll be back in a bit, Tenton, so it's just gonna be you for a sec.
Okay. I'll lead
Apologies.
the show. Yeah,
I just
I'm
need
sorry,
to
everyone.
help my puppy with the fireworks because they're a little bit scared.
I am. Yeah, TD recently, well, relatively recently, got himself a puppy. And needless to say, it's scared shitless of fireworks. Which is a bit of a shame, but what can you do? People like explosions, with colours coming out of them, apparently. Yeah, it's been a pretty close qualifying so far. Top 3 right now, only covered by a tenth. And then P4 to P6, that's only 5/10. It's always very close in this tier, and all the tiers here in this league. I'm not sure who TD's on board with, to be fair. I'm not watching the stream. I'm currently watching Hyper, who looks to be up on his time. To extend his gap at the top. Minute of the final chicane. He'll gain here, yep. 55.5. Looks like he's going to go for another lap. Let's have a look at someone else. RPR Maverick on a lap here. He's going back into the pits. Also got Appy on a lap here. He's going back into the pits as well. I do think the top 3 are safe for getting through to Q3 based on what we've seen so far. Rhea yet to set a lap time. Looks like he's invalidated both laps. This and next lap somehow. Perhaps going very wide, trying to set up his lap for his flying lap. DRS enabled, so that's it. Turning to dry, this is the crossover point. Softs will be slowly getting faster and faster for the track conditions, but they'll be very sketchy to begin with. So I think everyone will want to get into the pits, put on a set of softs, maybe wait right till the end rather than just sliding about while it's still quite greasy, but maybe putting in a few extra kilos of fuel and going for a few runs right at the end here might be a good idea. You can see little Serpo and Maverick have already chosen the softs. See how Maverick gets on, he's setting his outlap now on the softs. Oh! He had a little bit more turn in than he was expecting there. Yeah, so the softs are already considerably faster, I think, so I think we'll soon see all the drivers go out on them. It is still a little bit wet. I do think the softs are faster, or maybe a similar pace. Maverick starting his lap now. Still quite a big lift there for Maverick through Eau Rouge, so not feeling super confident through the high speed. Yeah, it certainly looks like there's a lot more grip out there on the softs. Managing to carry a lot more speed, a lot tighter lines through the corners.
Oh, onto soft tyres.
I'm currently watching Maverick. I've been taking it through the lap. I think softs are definitely a lot faster now.
I think he's about 2 seconds up on what Hyper's doing
Yeah,
in the middle
a
sector.
122 flat in the sector 2 time split, so that's 2.3 seconds up.
Hello, Lando. Still looks a little bit slippy though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Definitely still some water on the track, but not very much.
Yeah. Should go fastest and does by 3 seconds. That shows it's time for softs. Have a watch of Lol Serpa on the rest of his lap. I think it said it was 6 tenths up on his lap time in the first sector.
Some of these guys are
56.
cutting it quite fine here to get round in time.
Hyper isn't going to make it. Take It Easy hasn't made it. Is Padge going to make it? Padge not made it. So that is going to be interesting then.
It was the only one to manage to make it in that group of cars.
Team Adeo has invalidated and APSVA is in the pits, so I think...
Yeah, Padge is safe anyway.
I think
Appy's up 7 tenths in the first sector alone.
controller went flat. The good old controller went flat. I think that is Clouded Tadpole through there. And I think that might be his highest starting position if SLR Hickling doesn't improve. Oh, and he does. He knocks him out. I jinxed Clouded Tadpole. But I think that is good for likes of people below Lol Serpa and Maverick, because they have a free set of tyres as their fastest time was on the Inters. Lol Serpa and RPR Maverick don't. That is going to be interesting. And Maverick has done two laps on his soft tyres. They are going to be optimal performance. as we just wait for Appy's AI to finish its business. There we go. So it is Cloudy Tadpole and APS Rear out in Q1, 2 I mean. And it's RPR Maverick and Lolso Pro who are committed to the soft tyres. Everyone else can go on any other tyre as they have the inter tyres. That's if it is a dry race.
It is meant to be a wet race, is it not?
Well, some people have said in the chat they've said that theirs is dry, but then some people have said it's wet, so...
Interesting.
Very interesting. Interesting to see which one's actually right. If it's dry, then I think LOL Serpo and Maverick may be at a disadvantage, depends on if the rain does come. But if it's wet, then it might have been a good decision just to go on them softs. Zog says, it says rain like 50 minutes in. If it says 50 minutes in, then I don't think we'll actually get it.
Yeah, it should be on approximate, the weather forecast, so you might get it.
Yeah, we don't actually know what it is if it's on approximate.
No, that sounds perfect.
Which will make it even more interesting. Q3 then, everyone's got the soft tyres on. Now this is just who can go the fastest. Lekarus is out first. Could it be Hyper, the championship contender? Could it be APS Appy, the championship leader? Could it be someone else, someone like Maverick, who's got the fastest in Q2? We will see in 11 minutes. It is still spitting a little bit, but I don't think it's actually affecting the drivers. We just need the grip of the track to actually come up. Lekarus nearly losing it there on his outlap, which wouldn't have been very good. Seven drivers out of the pits, no rush at the moment. Actually, 9 drivers coming out of the pits, and now 10. Take it easy is coming out of the pits now. Who's your prediction for pole then, Tenton? Just random guess.
I'm gonna guess Happy.
Happy, the championship leader.
Yeah. What about you, TD? What do you think?
I reckon Padge will get it.
Padge, yeah, that's not a bad shout either.
I reckon Padge, but he does have a wet setup on. So it might be a little bit slower. So it might not be Padge. So I'll go with Hyper if it's not Padge. Good first sector by Lekarus. Navigates it very well. Still a little bit slippy. As you can see, he's just losing the back end. Through turn 10, he keeps it very tight. Some people like to win it a little bit wider and then cut it back in. But Lekarus likes to keep it extremely tight to the curb. Through to the fast chicane then, turn 14 and 15. Very nicely done. 13 and 14 I mean. Likes to keep it very tight as Lekarus. As close as possible to the curbs. 16-0 in the middle sector. We'll have a compare of that quickly to Hyper, who is a couple of attempts up on him. Oh, and teammate Dale up a reason Radion, as you can see right there, has crashed like his teammate, and that will be him no longer competing in this session. Lekarus does a 45-0, SLR Hickling comes into the pit lane. Hyper with a couple of attempts up on Lekarus, what can he do? Coming towards the line. Goes 4 attempts faster than what Lekarus does. Happy 6 attempts down on Lekarus. Happy and Maverick goes into P2 very nicely. Well, Serper has invalidated. Supermac to the line. Must have invalidated. That means the next person to the line is Padge. 30.9 in the first sector, which I think is a little bit slower, but that might be for wet setup coming in. And I imagine it'll be quite fast in this middle sector, yeah, purple middle sector. 16.1, so he's 10th down on what Lekarus did. What can he do going into this final sector using all the ERS as much as possible? Navigates the chicane very nicely. Must have a lot of downforce on his car. To the line he goes. Slightly down on Lekarus and slots into P4. Take it easy, comes towards the line now. Behind his teammate into P6. Lekarus, is he on another lap? Nope, comes into the pit lane. Happy is currently 7.5 tenths up on his time, which at the moment will put him into P3. So he needs a little bit more improvement in this final sector. However, I think the track is gripping up, which could give Happy the performance that he needs. Crosses the line and does go fastest by a tenth of a second. What can anyone else do? Maverick bumps himself up to P2. It's very slightly behind APS Happy. And I think that's a very good performance so far by Happy and Maverick, and he's been showing some good performance improvement, I would say.
Yeah, he's going well around this track. He's doing quite well wet once he got a lap together as well. Maybe doing a good bit of practice.
I think he was going well in Hungary as well. Could have got a podium until the collision at a safety car restart. Anyone else on the lap take it easy isn't. Supermac is only very slightly down in the first sector, so Supermac might be. He's got his ERS on, so I think Supermac might be going for another lap. He's running out of fuel, however, so I'm sure for his sake I'll be hoping he can get to the line without running out of fuel. Needs roughly 6 tenths improvement if he wants to go into provisional pole position. They do for the middle sector then. And he's 6 tenths up. And RPR Maverick has crashed.
Were you on board with Supermac?
Yeah, I was on board with Supermac, yeah.
Did you not see Maverick crash into the barrier?
No.
Yeah, coming out of the corner it leads onto the that long bending straight towards Blanchimont. Crashed into that barrier there. On the gravel.
Oh dear.
Not sure how.
Maybe wheel disconnect?
Yeah, possibly.
We've seen that quite a lot this season.
Supermac went fastest and all that.
Maverick says he crashed in the most stupid way. What happened, Maverick? Because apparently it was on the stream, but I wasn't actually looking, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, Maverick, Supermac managed to find 7.5 tenths, and he only needed 6 tenths to go fastest, so that is good going by Supermac. And he is now run out of fuel, so he definitely got to the line. SLR Hicklin is on a lap time. And SLR Hicklin do. Validated his first time, his second time he goes to P7. Solid lap. Leka Russ is the next person on a lap time. Not as tight of a line as what he has done in the past. He seems to have carried a little bit more speed through it. Very nicely over the curbs there in turn 13 and 14. Oh, and just invalidates on the exit, but it was 3.5 tenths up, so that's going to be a good lap for Leka Russ. However, it is invalid now, so we'll have to go again. Hyper is on a lap time and is a 10th up. See what he does through the middle sector, a little bit wide, and he's 6.5 tenths up, which will currently put him 4 tenths provisionally on pole, which is quite incredible really. He's 4.5 tenths ahead of the field. Needs to make sure he gets the bus stop right, and he does very nicely. Gets on the traction wall, no snaps of oversteer like Q2, and he goes on to provisional pole by 5 tenths of a second. That is very, very good. I don't know really know how else I could describe it. Leka Russ, 10.5 up on his lap time. So Leka Russ going well at the moment. Invalidated his last lap time. What can he do on this one? Navigates P1 very nicely. Doesn't go wide to invalidate. What can he do for the middle sector? It's 1.1 seconds up on his lap time, and that at the moment is currently putting him level with IIRL Hyper. What can he do through this last sector? Up. And Appy is 8 tenths up. It's all getting very tight at the moment. Leka Russ looks to be tied with Hyper at the moment, but what can he do through this final sector? Nice traction through the final corner, and does go on pole by 4 tenths of a second at the moment. Wow. Appy just misses out by 2 tenths of a second. What can Padge do towards the line? Goes to P3, just above his teammate, and his teammate has invalidated and was 4 tenths up.
Oh.
And I'm sure he's very frustrated with himself. He was 4 tenths up through the second sector, and that might have been pole position thrown away. Lol Serpro is on an invalidated lap, and the final person to finish his lap. Let's take it easy. What can he do compared to his teammate? His teammate is in P2. Can he get anywhere near him? Comes towards the line, crosses it, and goes to P5. And the Red Bull boys are currently now in a Mercedes sandwich. But it is pole position for Leka Russ. And I'm sure, which I would be myself with that, be very happy. The Dutchman himself. So Dutch 1-2 with APS Appy in P2, IIRL Padge in P2, P3. IIRL. I'm not going to say all that again because it's hard to say. Hyper in P4, Take It Easy P5, Supermac P6, RPM Mavic P7, SLR Hicklin P8, Lol Serpo P9, and Team Edale, like his teammate, crashing at Orange and Radion in P10. And now we will have a 5-minute break where I will go get food like I always do.
And I will get a drink. Back in a moment.
Hello everyone, I am back, as always. And I will apologise in advance if I do need to go again to sort the puppy out. He's very scared of fireworks at the moment, so...
Hello.
Go away.
Okay.
I'll just say to you now, Trenton, I apologise if I need to go for like 5 minutes. Just in case it does all start again. And we are starting. We are go. Lando predicts Appy, Hyper and Maverick in the top 3. I would say that's a solid prediction, to be honest.
It's definitely very difficult to predict at this track.
Yeah, with how many times you can lose it.
Icarus is an Alfa Romeo and is number
Oh.
13, which is the same number
I
in car
wonder
I
who's
drive
got
to
that. I wonder who's got that in this league. And there's a commentator, I wonder.
Sure, was Maverick stopped in the grid? Did he not move?
Maybe. That might have been it. So Maverick is going to have cold tyres now. Then we'll probably bog down quite a bit. But we'll quickly get the tyres up that people are on. We have Zekarus on softs, Appy mediums, Padge softs, Hyper mediums, Tear on mediums, Supermac mediums. Maverick has to start on the softs. SLR Hickling, interestingly, on the hard tyres, so Hickling going a completely different strategy. Serpra on the softs, Dale on the mediums, Tadpole on the softs. Low Serpra has to start on the softs, by the way. Via, Spark, Zog and Hissy on the mediums. Alpha Matic also on the hard tyres. Always Mark, who has spun on the formation lap. Lil Semp on the mediums. Tucker for Life, who unfortunately can't join after he got banned from the lobby after not picking his tyre set, is on the soft tyres. Lekarusson coming towards the line. Oh, Hickling says light to heavy rain to finish the race.
Well, that'll certainly spice things up.
If that is true, Hickling could be playing a blinder here. As he is on the hard tyres.
Yeah, if he's thinking about going all the way to when the rain comes, that is a bold strategy from Hickling.
But we'll see
it is gambling on the weather.
Come. The 5 lights are on ahead of the drivers. Held for a long time, but we are away in Belgium. Lekarus has got a very good start. Padge is going at the inside of Appy, it looks like. Not quite getting the move done. It's Carnage in the background. Oh, and it looks like a Haas might have been spun there. I think it might be an APS Zog. But it's Zekarus very cleanly through turn 1 and into the lead by 7/10 of a second from APS Appy, then IIRL Padge. And we have a virtual safety car. I'm not quite sure why.
I think it's for debris. I saw Hesse lose his front wing going into the back of Alpha Mati. He was moving very slowly. On the left hand side of the track, Hesse really had nowhere to go. So I think it could be debris.
Zog out of the front wing, to be honest. Hissy doesn't and Zog doesn't. So it'll probably be debris there. Spark getting 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. So maybe an overtake under yellow flags.
I did just see more damage flying around there. I'm not sure if that was a glitch or not.
Who's that for?
Like between Hissy, Zog. Felt like I saw some debris flying, but
Maybe some side pod damage, maybe.
yeah.
And this just isn't good for Zog and Hissy. The VSC has gone and they haven't even got to the pit lane yet. And I will be back in a second, Tenton. I apologise once again.
Who are you on board with?
Team Adale, I'm currently behind. With that train, with Take It Easy.
Okay. Looks like Damien Dale's going to line up a move here on Supermac, although he's not using any RS. Get slipstream for about 5/10 in this game. IIRL Hyper is going for a move on Paj. Perhaps Paj letting him past. Hyper up to P3. Will Serpil making a move on Rhea. There's Maverick, Clouded Tadpole, Alrays, Hissy, Zog and Marty all pit. Now, Tucker isn't actually in the race, but he is somehow fighting in the points here, which is interesting to see. I think we've got a spinner at the back here, maybe Alrays, I think it is. Maybe got spun round by another driver, maybe lost on entry to the com. And with Paj letting Hyper past, he is all over the back of Appy right now, who is out of DRS range from Licker Roos. Looks like quite a tight battle for E2. Paj not too far behind, and then Take Her Easy is leading a train of 3 cars. Supermac looks to be going for the move on Take Her Easy here. Looks like a pretty easy one, a DRS passing into the braking zone he goes. Easy move for Supermac up into P5. This battle's allowed Team Dale to catch up a few tenths, get within DRS range of the two in front. Hyper has got past Appy, I didn't notice that. Hyper up into P2. He's going to chase down Licker Roos. Mediums can go quite long into the race, so if the rain is to come at the end, medium runners might just make it to the end. Safety car would help them, but the safety car does come out, and we've got, it looks like somebody's crashed here. I think it might be TME Dale. He's lost his front wing. He's waiting when a safe time to come back onto the track. He is ghosted, so it shouldn't really cause a collision. Now he has got a lot of damage to his front wing, so he will be coming into the pits. In fact, there's no front wing at all. So That's a shame for Tammy Dale. He'll be hoping for a safety car later in the race. Spark into the pits. Well, maybe he'll be sitting on a set of softs. Looks like he's going to fix his front wing, so he's picked up damage somewhere, and he's setting, serving his 5-second penalty as well as that. So this will be a big long wait for Spark in the pits. Take it easy, doing a good job keeping up Super Mac. Nicklin is struggling in those hard tyres. We mentioned that at the beginning. Hard tyres is quite a bold strategy. Hoping to get to the end of those tyres. So is Matty also on the hard tyres. So they're going to try and get to that crossover point and maybe switch on the inters right at the end and save a pit stop. But in choosing the hard tyres, they are going to lose a lot of time each lap. Whether or not that covers off a pit stop or not will be down to their driving skill. Dale will be flying on those fresh mediums in the new front wing, as will Spark on the soft tyres, just behind his teammate now. I wonder if there'll be any team orders here. Obviously Hesse also had to change his wing and go into fresh tyres, so he'll be maybe thinking he wants to stay ahead of Spark. Rhea gets past the ghosted AI with Tucker for life. Obviously not able to join the lobby again, which is quite frustrating that we're still having these issues with the lobbies. Hopefully Masters will get onto that. I'll take it easy all over the back of Supermax though, he's just... Supermac definitely won't be enjoying having him so close to his rear diffuser. Appy's managed to close up to Hyper as well, just 5 tenths behind. He is within range of making an overtake if he can utilise his ERS and DRS. It looks like he got slightly worse exit than Hyper though. Obviously some of the drivers might be running a dry setup, some of them might be running a wet setup. So some drivers might be a lot quicker in the corners. And Appy does look like he's going to go for the move here up the inside. It is relatively easy. Flies past Hyper here. Let's lock up, go into the com. Crazy, wasn't quite able to make a move on Supermac. Didn't get very close though. And it looks like Spark's retired in the pits, obviously quite frustrated and don't know if he maybe picked up damage or if he maybe had a little spin again. It looked like he lost time to Hissy anyway, but it's a shame for Spark. He did have really good pace, but this track is lethal. Like a Roos into the pits, he's had enough of those softs. It is quite early to pit for the mediums, if he's trying to get to the end on those. But obviously, we have heard that there might be rain at the end. Now Hyper and Happy will be battling for the lead. Hyper's got the DRS this time. He isn't using any overtakes, so he'll be saving some ERS. Macarus has come out into a big pocket of fresh air. So he'll be digging into that gap behind Hyper. He's already taken us almost a second out of him in the first and start of the second sector. Does look to have a lot more pace, so he's getting a nice undercut on the other drivers. Hyper and Happy, relatively similar levels of ERS. It is a lot easier to follow at this track and just sort of stay in the DRS and slipstream, save the ERS. Hyper and Happy side by side down the Camel straight towards the com. Hyper gets the move done quite easily. Happy not defending. Just saving as much time as possible to secure their gap on the drivers behind. Hecklin has crashed. I'm not sure what has happened there. If it was out of the pit exit, it looks like it might have been. That's a shame for Hecklin. He's starting on the hards, hoping for that strategy to work out. Pits for the mediums, and then with some sort of incident. Cloud of tadpoles now out of the race, crashing out of Rouge, it looks like. Or Radion even. Yeah, just as he goes over the brow of the hill, he's obviously lost it. Hit the wall at some speed. It's a shame for those two drivers. There's so much concentration in this track. It has got a lot darker all of a sudden, there's a lot more cloud cover. Suggesting that these predictions of rain might be valid anyway. Happy looks to be going for a move on Hyper here up the inside. Hyper hangs it round the outside, very nice move from Hyper, good defence, kept the race in line. Left adequate space for Happy, it was a good move. I know you guys probably can't see it right now, which is a bit of a shame that TD hasn't managed to get back yet. I'll give TD a message. And oh, look, Roos is out of the race. What has happened here? He's crashed at the chicane after on the left-hander. Perhaps got on the curb. Safety car. So this changes the complexion of the race completely. Hyper and Abby both pit. I imagine all the drivers who haven't pitted yet will pit. Hadge, who just has pitted, might lose out here. I think the drivers ahead might get a free pit stop on him. Although I think he might be able to jump Taker easy in the rear.
Hello.
There you are, finally. There's been a really good race happening, and we've been watching T.A. Dale by himself.
We've been watching the APS Happy and IIRL Hyper.
Really?
Yes.
But you said you were on board with T.A. Dale before you left.
Yeah, well, I decided to change it.
Oh, well. I was commentating with that in mind, so thanks for not telling me that.
Should just be watching the stream then, shouldn't you?
My phone's on charge, so...
Does look a bit darker though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I did mention that. It has got darker recently.
He could have done the right decision here, going on to the softs. If it does rain. Superbike's on the hard as well.
Hards is an interesting choice. I don't know if that was maybe a mistake, or maybe he had no fresh tyres left, I'm not sure.
Still though, with 12 laps left, you'd have gone on the medium surely.
Unless he'd started on the mediums. Yeah, he did start on the mediums, so...
That'll be why then.
And Hyper started on the mediums, but he did switch to a set of mediums again, so he will have to pit again.
Unless it rains.
Unless
and
it
goes into
rains.
the inters.
Yeah. And quite a few drivers here banking on the rain. Appy will be hoping for rain. Hadge as well. Yeah. Take her easy. Although they probably could get to the end on those softs if it didn't, if the rain didn't come.
But it will be very warm though.
Yeah. The softs can run 12 laps maximum. That's sort of in puncture territory. Ideally, you want to be running them for about 8 or 9 laps.
Yep, indeed.
It has helped the drivers that were lagging behind from collisions and spins and whatnot. Collisions.
Yeah. Happy I'm probably trying to recover from a not so good start. Back up into P10 and I'm sure we'll be trying to fight for the podium, I reckon. I've been getting very close to the back of Hyper there. The safety car will be out for at least one more lap, which will help me soften as if it doesn't rain.
Now, it looks like Ray and Patch just exchanged positions there, I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. Pad was in front. So maybe it was a mistake by Ria? Maybe overtaking by accident? Or... I think Padge is in AI now. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
And Tucker for Life right now is in P8, so without even showing up, he's got some points.
I'm sure he'd be very happy with his AI. He's kept it out of the wall. We might be in this lap, depending on if Dale gets a move on. Two Haas boys struggling a little bit at the back, both of them.
Maybe it's unrealistic performance. Who knows?
Explain Super Macron.
He's George Russell. In disguise. George Russell's burner account.
I imagine. I think it will be in this lap.
Yeah. I think Dale will just manage to catch them if it does come in, but we haven't had the call yet, although one might call it quite late.
It might be a very late call, we've seen it before. I feel like it might be staying out though. Yeah, it's going to stay out for one more lap. Definitely won't be in now. It's gone past the pit lane, so it's definitely staying out for one more lap. And that will give us more chance to get some rain.
And rain has started.
It has. It
So,
has.
do people pit at the end of this lap onto the inters? Probably not.
Depends how much it comes down. If it's like what Hicklin said, light to heavy rain, I think it could be a good decision. But for people like Alpha Matti, I wouldn't want to be in their place at the moment. 12 lap old hard tyres.
Yeah, they don't go well in wet conditions.
No.
They really don't. Hards and the mediums are pretty much useless in the wet and greasy conditions. So, I mean, those drivers probably would want to pit. Hyper hasn't pitted yet, so I mean, he hasn't pitted onto two different compounds, so he'll. Although that doesn't really matter now that rain's here.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter for Hyper now. I'm sure. I feel like he might have wanted to be on the soft tyres at some point to be faster. However, as you say, it is now stopped raining. I mean, it started raining. And the safety car is in. Now,
I do think it's too early for him still.
Be interesting to see what anyone does though. Will someone take the gamble? Will someone like APS or Always take the gamble to go on the Inters very early? And Hyper has gone for it. And he's got a very good restart and happy. Now, what do these drivers do then? Supermac into the pits, Padge into the pits, Alpha Mati into the pits, Hissy into the pits, Mark D into the pits. So 5 people taking the gamble. Will the gamble work? And I don't think anything else could have gone better for Hyper's restart. Oh, and Mark D has retired in the pit lane.
Perhaps put on the wrong tyre. No, he put on the
This is on
Inters.
the Inters.
Yeah. That's weird.
Maybe got damage.
Yeah.
We'll have to just... We'll stick on board quickly with Supermac. Just to see what the conditions are like.
I do think it's still dry tyres. Hyper's running quite well here from what I can see.
Yeah, they look to be a little bit slower from what I'm seeing from Supermac. From what I'm seeing at the moment, it is slower. He isn't losing time to Zog though. He has just gained a little bit, so we might be on the crossover. He's starting to gain on Zog now.
Hyper.
Is he losing time to Hyper?
Yeah.
Ah, Zog's got damage, that's why he's gaining on Zog. The gap is 26.7. And yeah, he's still losing time, so it's still dry tyres at the moment, but Hyper comes in. To the Inters, and a lot of drivers are now, and this may be the lap, to be honest with you, that could decide it all.
It is looking a little bit more wet out there. I think this might have been the right call from Hyper. It's a very long lap. So, longer the lap, the more time the rain has to come down. Take her easy and Happy both stayed out crucially, so one of them will get to pit and one of them will have to double stack if they're going to pit this lap. Well, Take her easy will have to double stack obviously.
The gap's staying roughly level really, isn't it, with Hyper and Happy.
Yeah.
18.5 seconds. Happy with them new soft tyres maybe coming in his advantage. 18.7 now. 19 seconds now, Lil Semper's retired.
Safety car. This is going to help Happy
massively.
massively.
It's a gift for both of the Mercedes. And really, this could just turn into a Mercedes 1-2 here.
Well, Take Her Easy does have to double stack, so I think he'll drop behind Hyper. And probably Rhea too.
Depends how bad the double stack is, really. They don't lose too much time.
He could slow down here and reduce the chances of a double stack.
Oh, Happy nearly it's a wall coming into the pitch. Yeah, it's very slidey now. Take Her Easy into the pit lane. Let's see how much time he loses. And that is basically perfect.
Yeah.
He's going to lose a couple of positions. behind Hyper. Probably behind Ria. Won't be behind Tucker for Life though. We'll come out in P4. And the Mercedes drivers have got a bargain.
I do believe Tucker for Life will go down as DNS.
Yeah,
So he will drop places and everyone else will move up one.
yeah, that's right. Fortunately for him. Yeah, Appy is in the lead now. However, he does have a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, take her easy, he's lost it. I'm not sure what happened there at the first corner of the I don't know if he almost went to the back of someone. I heard some sort of collision. And Supermac has crashed as well. Coming out the exit of the final corner of the corner.
Yeah, I think
Who DNF?
Supermax just lost it.
Yep, he just lost it coming out of the and
Take her easy, it looks like he's just gone straight on, so I think maybe a wheel disconnects there.
right. Yeah, maybe.
Possibly. But that is... I can't describe that look there for Take Her Easy. It just went from good to bad. So now it is APS Ria in P3, Tucker for Life in P4, but will drop down positions. Alpha Mati P6, Hissy P7, Always coming back. Apologies once again, but we are back for the final time now. With 5 laps left, I think, if my maths is right. Safety car will be in this lap, which is good. We can have a 5-lap shootout. Who will get the win and be on the podium? When will Appy go then? Hyper went close to the chicane. And will Happy go? Still hasn't gone yet. Still hasn't gone. And it's gone similar to Hyper. Hasn't got a bigger jump as what Hyper did. But still got a good restart on Hyper. Going into lap 18. Oh, the traction looks really bad. I'm struggling to keep it in a straight line there was Happy. He's now currently 8 tenths ahead of IIRL Hyper, who is 1.2 seconds ahead of APS Ria, who just hasn't had a good restart and has lost so much traction. Oh, it's tricky up over Rouge. And on there, let's just make sure that everyone is navigating it safely. They all seem to have done so. It's good for everyone. Yeah, so picking up a 3-second time penalty. Happy with that 3-second time penalty, needs to pull out a 3-second gap to his rival Hyper. Padgman with that wet setup will be wanting to get some gains. Hello Jack P, first time chatter. Welcome to the stream. I've seen you before somewhere, but I can't remember where. Welcome to the stream. Padge gaining on Team Ado, but isn't gaining enough to go for a move. Layover is on the back of Alves, and then Alves we wanted to try and score some points today. Oh, sector 2 there, Alpha Mati is round. Alpha Mati is round there. And that is him all the way to last. Not a good day for the Aston Martin man. Team Adele has gone up the inside of our race. Alves looks like he's going to try and come back in. It isn't close enough for the move though. But might get it going down to Lecom. He's only 4 tenths behind, but needs to keep it in a straight line going up over Rouge and Radion. Oh, a little bit. Little steering angle, and then they nearly lost it there, but he managed to keep it in a straight line. May have got another warning though. Happy I'm Maverick going down the inside of Padge there. Oh, a little bit of contact. And I don't think Maverick will be very happy there, but from what I saw, didn't look too much in it. But I'm sure that will be sent into the stewards.
Who is the steward again? Remind me?
No, I'm not sure to be honest with you. I'm not sure.
No, you forgot.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to be honest with you. Hissy and Lol Serper close to each other. Hissy does have the position to Lol Serper anyway on penalties. However, I'm sure he wants to get it on track. Padge is on the back of his good friend Alves. And I'm sure these two will have a good tussle between each other. There's good respect between the two. Alves runs it extremely wide, and that might be another warning for Alves. Can Padge get a good run on Alves at some point? I think the rain is getting slightly heavier, it's making it harder for these drivers. He looks a bit closer to Low Serpa, but Low Serpa did a very good run through Rouge and Radion. Meant he could just pull away Padge is gaining on our race. Can he go for a move down into Lecombe? Nope, isn't close enough yet. He does have the position on penalties. But the bragging rights is always there between the drivers. I was about to say, is he close to Tucker for Life? But Tucker for Life is just a ghost. But he is a lot closer to Low Serpo, it seems, only 0.3 of a second. And we'll be wanting to try as much as possible to gain up on him and get into that P4 position for the Alpine boys. It is a spinner of Alpha Matti, who is spun once again in these wet conditions. Oh, and he looks to have just crashed, but it won't bring out a safety car with only 2 laps remaining. He's crashed coming out of turn 14, it seems, which is unfortunate for him. It does happen sometimes, and as API's Zog has shown us, it's easy to spin out of any of these corners. I don't know if it's just me tinting, it looks really heavy this rain now.
Yeah, looks like the crossover to extreme wet tyres, to be honest.
I don't imagine we'll see anyone pitting though. You see going around the outside of Low Serpo. A lot better traction than Low Serpo coming out of the first corner. Give him a good run up into Lecombe, and that is hit it up into P4. And this is a good recovery drive. You see? Up 11 places. So that is very good racing, I would say. Padge is still behind always, and maybe getting a little bit frustrated now. As the gap at the top is getting slightly closer, only 0.6 of a second now, 5.5 between the top 2.
Rhea's still almost within that 3-second gap of Ape.
We'll get the leader one up now, and it's 3.1 at the moment.
Rhea doesn't look very confident to Blanchimont to almost lose the car there.
They'll need to have a good final lap.
The Inners won't be performing very well in these conditions.
It doesn't look extremely appetising, to be honest with you. I think it is the extreme wets now. But you can't pit on the final lap as you'll just lose all your positions. So the final lap now, Hyper just needs to keep it in a straight line and within 3 seconds of APS happy. And he has this one in the bag. APS looks to have made another mistake there. And he's out of a 3-second margin by quite a bit now. Team Edale is going for the move on Low Serpo now. Into P5, Team Edale goes. Low Serpo looks to be trying to go down the inside though. Oh, it's getting a bit close. Oh, a little bit of wheel contact, but nothing too much between the two. Now the driver spinning, and a nice move by Team Edale. Always getting past.
Pad will move up to P5, I think, on penalties.
I think roughly about that. Yes, he will
maybe
move up
just
to P5,
below
yeah.
Team Edale.
Well, we'll see in about 5 corners time as Hyper and Appy come towards the end of the lap now for the final lap. It will be Appy who crosses the line in first place. However, it will be Hyper who wins the Belgian Grand Prix from APS Appy, APS Rear in P3, and I'm sure Hyper will be very happy with that. Gaining points on his rival APS Appy. Hissy comes home in P4, Team Edel in P5, Roll Circle in P6 but drops down to P8. Padge just misses out on getting P5 and finishes in P6. Always in P9, just missing out on P8 from Roll Circle, APS Dog in P10. And RPM Maverick rounding it off in P11. Hissy driver of the day, and I think I'd agree with that, to be honest with you. I don't know what you think, Tenton, but I think I agree with that.
Who was driver of the day?
Hissy
Misty.
gained 12 or 11 places, I think.
Yeah, and he had the contact right at the start of the race.
Yeah.
Lost his front wing.
Yeah, he lost his front wing, didn't he? Yeah.
It was a pretty good recovery from his side. So, yeah, up to P4. I think that's a really good shout from the game.
I think we'll give Hissy driver of the day there. Good recovery up into P4 and get some good points for the Alpine. Special mentions. I think the
Hyper, I think.
solid
Really?
race, Hyper solid race, and
Alray is getting some points after some
yeah, we're gonna
difficult
say
races.
Always.
Starting 17th, getting some points,
Yeah.
keeping out of the barriers.
We'll give Always a special mention as well then. But well done to Hyper for taking P1, APS Happy in P2, and APS Rear in P3. And our driver of the day goes to Hissy in P4. Special mentions to Hyper, Rear and Always. That was an interesting race with the strategies. Pretty much like real life with all the rain that we had in them 2 sessions. But now we move on to
Zandvoort, I believe.
that's it, there we go. At least someone knew what it was. Yeah, we move on to Zandvoort, where you can watch no assist race tomorrow. Assist tier 1 on Thursday, and obviously this race will be back on Sunday for this week, and I'll be on Sunday for the rest of the races for this season. Due to there being no real life races that clash with these races, so make sure you join us on Sunday this week. To watch the Netherlands Grand Prix, but if you just want to watch a load of action, then join us tomorrow for no assist, where I'm sure it'll be some good action. So any words, Tantan?
No words, just looking forward to our race on Thursday. I'll probably be keeping up with the race tomorrow, Tuesday's race. Well, a lot of Dutch drivers.
That is also a good point. There's a lot of Dutch drivers in this league.
So I'm expecting all of them to have practiced.
I'm expecting a lot of special helmets as well from the Dutch drivers, so if there's no special helmets, I'll be disappointed. Okay? That's just a warning to you Dutch drivers. So yeah, cheers Tantan for joining me, and thank you to everyone in chat, and I hope you all have a lovely week, and we'll see you on Sunday.